Then my heart started beating very fast to the point where I had to ask Jose, I was like, wait, help me come out of this because this is like very intense. Hey guys, what's up? This is Raya from the Now Collective. Welcome back to my channel, DearLife101. If this is your first time, welcome. And if it's not, thank you so much for coming back. Before I get started in this video, I would like to remind you that at 245 subscribers, I will do a story time. And if you haven't seen them already, they're pretty dang good if I say so myself. Now let's get into this video. As you can tell by the title, it is about anxiety. Now, full disclosure, I myself have never suffered from anxiety. And you're probably like, well, then why the hell am I going to listen to you about tips on how to combat anxiety? Well, what if you did listen to me and you too could be like me and not suffer from anxiety? Here's a fun game. Take a shot every time I say anxiety. Since I have a few friends, actually most of them, talk about how they suffer from anxiety, and it seems to be like the talk of town. It's like you're an oddball out if you don't. So I, in short, wanted to make myself have anxiety. I wanted to understand what everyone else was going through. This whole thing about giving myself anxiety. One, it can only happen when I smoke weed, when I'm high, because that's just what it is. I can't really go through it when I'm sober. So there's that. Two, here's how it starts. It starts with some negative thought. For me, a lot of my negative thoughts have to do with time. What are you doing with yourself? Why are you not here? With the age that you are, why are you not doing X, Y, and Z? Why are you high right now instead of insert task here? And again, when I'm sober, I'm pretty good at just like, no one has time for those thoughts. The bet has already been placed. Move along. But I feel like when you're under an influence, like your mind moves very, very quickly. So I allowed my mind to just run with those thoughts as far as they could. And before I knew it, it was so intense. It was so fast. Like the negative thoughts just came so fast, like faster than I could combat them. And before I knew it, like I was very aware of my clothes. Like I just was aware that my shirt or whatever was on me. And then I felt very constricted, like it was too tight. Then my heart started beating very fast to the point where I had to ask Jose, I was like, wait, help me come out of this because this is like very intense. And side note, he did the same thing. And it was something that we both were able to experience. In short, that king sucks. And you guys need to stop that. Like, stop that now. Here are my tips on how to jab at this, how to live with this. Since anxiety mostly comes when out and about and in social settings, that is what my 2 tips have to deal with. When you're out in a social setting, I understand that it can be like, what do I talk about? What if I don't sound intelligent enough to hold a conversation? What if they're judging me? Or you're most likely thinking that people do judge you. So here's what you can focus on. 1, ask questions. You're like, what? That is so simple. What are you talking about? Let me explain. Asking the other person questions. And that's questions that you are genuinely interested in. Something that you find interesting. So for me, I really like to understand why people do what they do, like profession-wise, and not even in a give me your whole resume / this is an interview, how much do you make? No. Like a really genuine, like, oh wait, so you're a comedian? When did you know you wanted to be a comedian? Have you always been this funny? Were you the kid that wouldn't shut the hell up? Did you get in trouble? Are all your brothers and sisters this funny? Like, genuine questions. Whatever it is that gets your brain like ticking and what you like to talk about, think of ways that you can bring that up in conversation and apply it to someone else, and just ask them questions, especially if they're further than you in life. I have to add this as a side note because I know sometimes you can be in a room and you can, with like people that are ahead of you in whatever aspect, and you can feel intimidated, but instead ask them how they got to where they are and ask them for some advice. People love helping, people love talking about themselves, people love being heard, and you are here to supply that. That's so easy, right? Tip number 2 is to enjoy being an introvert. Now, 9 times out of 10, people that suffer from anxiety is like, I'm an introvert. Yes, okay, me too, same here. And when I say that in crowds, they're like, wait, how? No, I know. I've practiced this. I've worked on these 2 tips, and now no one can tell that I'm secretly an introvert. One of the pros to being an introvert is that you cannot have an off day. We cannot have an off day. Everything I talk about, especially when I'm out in the world, are things that I have talked about a million times. Like, it's just repetition. In all honesty, I just repeat myself in different crowds because that's just how I survive. It is what it is. Now, with that being said, no one will ever see if I'm having an off day because everything's repetitive. An extrovert, on the other hand, God bless their soul, their little confident chatterbox nonstop souls, if they're having an off day, oh my God, you can see that from a mile away. Now, like, work is affected, relationships affected, friendship, and it's like, as an introvert, absolutely not. You'll never really truly know what's going on because everything's repetitive. So that is something awesome. Take that, enjoy that. Those are my 2 tips. I'm done. I'm out of here. Savaske Holmes. Short, sweet, simple, to the point. I know, you're welcome. All right, guys, since that's the end of this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. It lets YouTube know I'm doing my job and keeping you entertained. And hit that subscribe button. 2:45, story time.